the pain like.
Hey guys, Taeyungi here, and welcome back to my this isn't gonna work. This is horrible. I can't let anybody see this.
Hey guys, so this is a little bit different from your normal video. Taeyungi is unfortunately a little bit under the weather at the moment, but we're still eager to get a video up this weekend considering it's the channel's 3rd year anniversary. My name is Rival Rai, and I create Pokemon related content here on YouTube, but I am also Taeyungi's fiance, and I'll be filling in to voiceover this video. I'm certainly not new to K-pop, I've actually been a fan myself for about 11 years now, but this will be my K-pop YouTube debut. This video will still be Taeyungi's words from her point of view, it will just now be voiced by a male stunt double. It's time to channel my inner K-pop YouTuber. So for today's video, we'll be throwing it back to a video I used to love doing but I haven't done for a while now, and that is parts I like in K-pop songs I don't really like, where we look at some K-pop songs I'm not really keen on but the parts of them that I find redeemable. I'm very excited to be bringing this back, so without further ado, let's get started. The first song we're going to discuss is Drama by aespa.
Bring all the drama, I bring drama, bring my girls in the back.
Parts of this song that I do like are the post-chorus, which we can hear at the end of verse 1, and the outro. So let's first touch on why I dislike this song, because I think it'll come as a shock to anybody who knows me or my music taste, because this song has all the makings of something I would love. I'm not trying to sound like I'm auditioning for the reality show Love Island, but this song literally is my type on paper. I think the concept suits them very well, and I love the way the song seems to progress throughout. But for me, I think there's a bit of a disconnect, and there were parts of the song that just took me out of the vibe, particularly the raps and the chorus itself. I'm not gonna lie, I often have an issue with the choruses SM gives some of their artists. They're just not giving me the oomph that I need. However, the reason why I go a little easier on this song is because of the post-chorus section after the first chorus and then the outro. The reason I mention them both is because they're quite similar in style for me, especially the outro where Winter says, "You know I'm a savage." That's super cool. In the sections where I think the song might be straying away a bit from the vision, such as the chorus itself, which I feel is a bit lackluster, we have these really cool parts that sort of add a pretty ribbon, if you will, that ties everything together in a cute little bow. I have no idea if I'm making any sense, so let's move on to the next one. The next song we're going to discuss is Get a Guitar by Rise. Side note, is it Rise? I think the British in me thought it was like Riz or something for a while.
You know I got the riz.
The part of this song I really like is the first part of the choruses. Of course, SM debuting a new boy group is an exciting time, and not gonna lie, something I was not expecting to be happening anytime soon, but here we are and I'm not mad at it. The song, however, doesn't really do it for me. I don't know, there's just something about the lyrics, the instrumental, and the general style of the song. There's a lot of repetition that feels a bit Disney Channel original movie to me. Like, I could just imagine Joe Jonas singing this to the kids at camp on Camp Rock. You know, one of those songs where we're trying to convince people to play an instrument, if you know what I mean. The concept is fun and not something I think I've seen for a while. I like the originality of it, but yeah, it's unfortunately not a song that's going to be added to my playlist. There is of course a section of this song I do like, hence it's a part of this video. And that is the first part of the choruses, not the bit later on where we have the anti-drop, but the start of the choruses where the instrumental is playing in full. I don't know what it is, right, but something about this part is just so happy. It's just so fun and upbeat. I know I just trash the fact that the song sounds too Disney Channel original movie, but that's because the song can get a little too cringy for me in other places. Also, there's nothing wrong with Disney Channel original movie songs. All you need to do is go listen to the High School Musical films. In this part, however, I think it's just super nice and does have a style that's a bit more reminiscent towards the older K-pop, and perhaps why I can excuse it instead. It just gives me a lot of nostalgia. Moving on to the next song I'm not a fan of, which is Stranger by Sunmi. And the part of this song I like is the pre-choruses. Oh, this song. I'm sure my opinion on this song is the exact same as everybody else's who don't like this song. It's not that I don't get the concept or understand the idea of having multiple styles in one song. Once upon a time, I studied music technology and production myself, so I completely get what they were going for in that studio. I just don't think it's worked. The flow of the verses kind of reminds me of Love You Like a Love Song by Selena Gomez, where it's sort of smooth and addictive. You know those ones where they sort of have you hanging at the end of every sentence waiting to see how it progresses?
You are beautiful, like a dream come alive, incredible. 달리 표현할 수 없어 우리 마치 처음.
And I strongly believe that this song had so much potential with all the different parts. It probably could have been at least 2, if not 3 other great songs, if they were fully actualized. But because that isn't what happened, unfortunately this song gets a no from me. With that being said, there is one part I think's fun and I quite enjoy, and it's the pre-chorus parts where Sunmi is singing against the beat. I love that kind of vibe in this section. It's so different from the rest of the song. It's not the sort of thing you'd expect to hear in a song that's clearly meant to have a bit more of a spooky concept, and I think it works really well. I can't help but think how cool it would have sounded if it was a song fully in this style. I think it would have been really effective, and it would have made the song stand out so much more in what could be seen as quite a predictable concept. Next song I wanted to discuss is S-Class by Stray Kids. The part of this song I do like is the post-bridge and the way it links to the final chorus. I was quite sad I didn't like this song, I'm not gonna lie. Back in the day, I used to think Stray Kids releases were super hit and miss. But then this sort of had this run of me loving each and every one of their releases, and I was so excited for the next one. God's Menu, Backdoor, Maniac. But then I wasn't the biggest fan of Case 143. And then I wasn't the biggest fan of S-Class either. So then I started to think, oh no, what's happening? I thought the concept was super cool, but unfortunately that's as far as it went for me. Funnily enough, the actual chorus of the song is one of the main things I don't like about it the most. But I thought the post-chorus was at least slightly better. That wasn't until, however, I heard the bit of the instrumental section we got after the bridge, which then links back to the final chorus. I thought that was so clever and it actually works really well. And I absolutely get what they were going for with it, and I really vibe with it. It would have worked so much better in my opinion to have the final post-chorus be partly instrumental for part. And it led to me liking it so much more than the other choruses. And I do mean musically. Not just because it took out the part I wasn't a fan of, I swear. It's more fluid, and it takes away a part of the song that was breaking it up a little, and it replaces it with something a bit more interesting. Now we're going to move on to the next song, and that's Pink Venom by Blackpink. The part of this song I like is the bridge. It actually feels so long since this song came out already, and I have spoken in the past about how I'm usually able to decide if I like or dislike a Blackpink song on just the first listen, but it took me a while to make a decision on this song. Eventually I decided this song just wasn't going to grow on me, unfortunately, because the song seemed just a bit lacking to me, almost as though something about it just doesn't feel actualized or complete, if that makes sense. I won't lie, the potential was there, but that's it, and the song doesn't feel like it reaches the full potential I believe it could have. With that being said, however, through all my re-listens of this song and getting a bit more familiar with it, there is one section I've always loved because I thought it was so cool, and that happens to be the bridge. I really like that when it comes to Rosé's part, it has a different vibe to the rest of the song so far. It makes it a bit more interesting to me, and then I think Jisoo comes in, and the bridge links so much better to the final outro section than anything else in the song thus far. Now, I don't know if this makes sense, but the bridge of this song sounds super Blackpink-esque, and like something that they can embody so well. It suits the image I have in mind when I picture them, but at the same time I felt like it was a little bit different from what I'm used to seeing. It was new and fresh and something I hadn't really seen yet but would have loved to see more. I know Blackpink's producer gets a lot of criticism for the sameness they produce sometimes. Critiques, by the way, that I think are very valid, but something about this bridge felt like a nice change. And last but certainly not least, the final song we'll be looking at is Cake by ITZY. The small part of this song I do like is the pre-chorus that Yoona does after verse 1. I'm sorry, but when this song came out, I was like, I knew I wasn't gonna like it based on the teasers, and unfortunately, I was right. It's simply not my style at all, and I think it puts this image on ITZY that I don't think suits them. In fact, I think there's some of their earlier releases that suit them much better. It only added to the confusion that I keep seeing people throw around on the topic of who are ITZY and what is JYP doing with their sound. And to be honest, I'm right there with them because I didn't even know anymore. So unfortunately, no matter how many times I tried to re-listen to this song, it didn't grow on me like I wanted it to. However, there is one section of the song that I think bangs every time I hear it, and I predict a few people who also dislike this song would say the same part as me. The part we're discussing is the pre-chorus Yoona does after the first verse. I feel like everybody seems to like this part because it's so fun. I think the reason I like this part is simply because it's so catchy. I like that it kind of changes the rhythm of the song a little because it makes it a bit more interesting to me than the verses were, with the way that they were going otherwise. I don't know why, but it kind kind of felt clunky, if that makes sense. At least for me and in my opinion anyways. Then Yuna's part fixes the flow for me. I wish we got to see more of that style throughout other sections of the song, because I think they were more onto something with that than they were with the rest of the song. Okay guys, and that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching if you made it this far, and I really hope you don't mind a little change to today's video. Hopefully regularly scheduled programming will return next week. If you did enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you agree with any of these, or can you think of any of your own? If you're new here and haven't yet subscribed, please hit that subscribe button down below, and turn on the notification bell to be one of the first to hear whenever I upload. If you're curious to see what I'm doing on YouTube, you can find me at Rivalry, where I post Pokemon related content. I have been given permission for this plug, by the way. I promise it's actually written in the script. On a personal note away from her script, I want to thank everybody for the support they give to my fiance's channel. I've actually been into K-pop for over a decade, and funnily enough, we actually met through K-pop, and it's honestly just great to see the community that's here on this channel. Daeyoongi will be back next time, but for now I get to sign off in the way that she does, and trust me, I do it a lot. Bye guys!